Okay. Okay, so I am Kathy Harman.
And I'm Diane Ingram.
And we are Success Unlimited Network Coaches. We call ourselves emissaries of purposeful being, and we thank you for inviting us to share our thoughts with you. We really appreciate partnering with anybody, and especially you, to celebrate International Coaching Week. So today we are going to talk about purpose, living life purposefully. So I have a question for you. Why did God put you on this earth at this time? Where are you going? How would it help to even know this? Who are you as a person, as a family member, as a leader? What drives you? Where are you going next? Now, these are all questions that people have asked since the dawn of time. And knowing our purpose for being in this particular time on earth is a key to living a meaningful life. So this is why we are talking about purpose now. So we're going to do a little exercise, and I would like to invite you to work with us on this. What do you think was the purpose of Leonardo da Vinci, the great artist who invented and painted such things as the Sistine Chapel and the Mona Lisa? So please unmute yourself if you care to take a try at what his purpose is. Okay, well, I think what it might have been, Leonardo da Vinci, to create beauty and new ideas that move humanity forward. Looking back on his life, that seems to be what he was here to do on this earth. How about Mahatma Gandhi? Anybody care to take a guess at to what his purpose was? Okay, well, I believe that it might be to teach people how to peacefully bring change to the world.
And someone put in the chat box to help people.
Ah, beautiful. Good. Okay, how about this next one? Mother Teresa, what do you think her purpose might be?
Someone said in the chat box to make a difference in the world. Oh, to make a difference in the world with his brush. So I guess that's in reference to Leonardo da Vinci.
Ah, yes. Yes, definitely. He did make a difference in the world.
With his brush.
With a brush, yes. And Mother Teresa, I would imagine her purpose was to lovingly bring joy and hope to those who had none, if you look back on her life. So what about you? What would be your purpose? Does anybody have an idea of what their purpose might be? Any takers? Well, I can share mine. Mine is to bring harmony by creating and sharing beautiful, joyful energy in deep appreciation of God. So that is mine. And every time I say it, it brings me goosebumps on my back, up and down my back, because it fulfills my life. It brings me meaning.
I'll share mine. And also, I just want to mention that someone said in the chat box that they had no clue what their purpose was. And I just want to assure you that we're going to have an exercise in a few minutes that might help you have a clue as to what your purpose is.
Yep.
My purpose is to transform my heart and the heart of the world through grace and beauty to find fulfillment, magic, and surprise. Somebody else left something in the chat box that says, I'm taking coaching sessions to search about my purpose. Fantastic.
Very good. And that will be part of our message today. So why is it even important to understand your purpose? Well, it helps you live a life of well-being. When you can articulate exactly why you are here on this earth at this particular time, it gives more meaning to what you do in your everyday life. Everything you do, you work that towards what my purpose is. How do I fulfill my purpose? It enables you to make strong and well-informed decisions. Which one of these will keep me most on purpose? It helps you to understand why your life is the way it is. Why is it that you love doing some things and you don't enjoy doing other things? Those things that when you are not feeling good, not feeling in God, are things that have pulled you away from your purpose. When you feel very full, feel like you are here fulfilling God's ideal for you, that is when you are living your purpose. It allows you to live a life that benefits you and those around you. As a leader, as a family member, as a friend. It also enables you to make your own unique contribution to the world. It helps you know what is your part here. Why are you even here in this particular place? It compels you to make a stand. It increases your passion for what you do and how you are. And finally, it gives you a deeper meaning and a sense of destination. So being able to articulate, you know what your purpose is. Deep down inside within you, you know what your purpose is. But being able to articulate it and say it out loud and share it enables you to have all these things. It helps you to increase your well-being. So, how do you uncover your purpose? I suggest you walk this journey with a coach. This is one of the things that coaches do very well. A coach partners with you to uncover what makes you great, exploring with you your purpose, your values, and what makes you successful. For many people, coaching is a life-changing experience that dramatically improves their outlook on work and life while improving their leadership skills. Coaches believe our clients have their own best answer within them, so we do not counsel, we do not give advice. We do not have your answer. The client has the answer. So instead, we help people tap into their unknown potential, unlocking sources of creativity and productivity to reach and sustain greater levels of success. Coaches are completely impartial. We are accepting and respectful of our clients, and our main objective is the success of the client. And recent surveys show that 99% of coaching clients are satisfied with their results. So, how does coaching work?
Coaching, the neuroscientists are validating how and why coaching works and why it's so effective. It supports the way our minds work, coaching does, enabling people to build new neural pathways, creating new habits of success. Neuroplasticity, which was discovered several years back, that our mind is not hardwired. It used to be believed our mind was hardwired and there was, little change we could do to our thought processes. And now with the discovery of neuroplasticity, we realize that we can actually create new neural pathways. So coaching and neuroplasticity go hand in hand to physically change our thought patterns and our minds. And so when the client is determined to achieve a goal, they create new beliefs and habits that enable them to attain that goal. Coaches help people clearly visualize the goal, create the sustainable habits, consistently work with those new habits, which enables them to reach new goals in the future. So as you see on the slide, we have the power to influence the very structure of our brain. That's just amazing. So we have mental activity, we create new ideas, we create new neural pathways, we repeat that activity because we need to do repetitive new activity to strengthen those neural pathways, which leads us to new thought processes. this is a fun slide. Every thought that we have travels down these neural pathways that have been developed throughout our lives from, the way we were conditioned as children, our experiences, our influences from family, school, peers, the culture. These thoughts become our beliefs and our assumptions and our perspectives. And sometimes they're not necessarily factual, and sometimes they don't necessarily support us. So when you see on the slide, "I'll never be rich," this poor little neural guy synapse is saying. So whatever the thought is that's not supporting us, we can physically change those neural pathways to a thought that better serves us by creating a new thought habit. So here it comes. I have all I need to be happy. So boy, that's a happier thought than "I'll never be rich," or thin, or whatever it is that we fear we won't be, those limiting beliefs that limit our lives. So through coaching and repetition, we can create new thought habits. And that's how our neurochemical response to coaching is so well linked and supports us in changing our lives in a powerful way. So this slide was taken from a course I took in neuroscience. You'll see that Benchmark Communications is the creator of this slide. We can choose our reactions. We listen to connect. So in coaching, we listen to connect with who the client is, what they want, where they want to go, and who the client wants to be, now and in the future. And as we look at this dashboard, it illustrates when we are reacting to life over here on the left side in a familiar, conditioned way, our brain keeps us in this I mode. It's a protect mode. We're in resistance and skeptic. We're skeptic. We're not very open. We're in what many of you have probably heard of, fight, flight, or freeze. It's, as you see in the arrow, it is the amygdala, the primitive part of our brain that is reacting. And the word reacting is important. When we're in reacting, we're not in conscious choice. We're on automatic. And that's when we often do those things where we do something automatic and then we go, I can't believe I actually did that. And we are simultaneously releasing cortisol and testosterone and norepinephrine and adrenaline, all those kind of fight, flight, or freeze neurochemicals. And it's causing us to be in a stress, anxious place, in a crouch mode, in an I protect place. And so there's not a lot of room for learning when we're in this place. And having too much cortisol and these more negative, if you call them, neurochemicals in our system, it erodes our organs. It causes havoc to our physical well-being. When we move into the prefrontal cortex, which is the front part of our brain, we move from an I protect place to a we partner place. And as you can see on the slide, we are now in wisdom, innovation, strategy, empathy, foresight, insight, and trust. What relationship does that describe? That's the relationship of the coach and client. We're now in response mode. We're choosing consciously instead of reacting unconsciously. We're responding consciously with what we have chosen, what we want. We've moved from resistor, skeptic, and maybe a little wait and see to experimenter, co-creator. What's possible? What's the potential here? The relationship between the coach and the client supports and reinforces living from this higher brain functioning place, the prefrontal cortex, through our partnership. We're now in partnership, fostering trust and intimacy, deep listening, making way for clarity, insight, and understanding. So you'll see here we go from low trust to conditional trust about the middle to high trust. We are now in co-creation. We go from territorial instincts, this is mine, I need to protect it, to vital instincts. How can we create a better relationship for myself as an individual, between the two of us, and in the larger community? So I love this slide because it really shows the movement from crouch mode to open partnership, the coach relationship. Oh, forgot to say, now we're releasing oxytocin. Sorry about that. Now the neurochemicals are oxytocin, which is the bonding hormone. We're also releasing, what are the other chemicals releasing? Oh, serotonin, which is the feel-good hormone. Endorphins, they call it the runner's high. So now the neurochemicals are really supporting us in this partnership place instead of in this I protect place. Okay, thanks, Kathy.
So it's been wonderful as coaches that we have been validated. We understand, even at a scientific basis, why coaching works. I think we all kind of knew just viscerally why coaching worked, because we are creating a space for our clients to be able to work through these things. So it's very nice to be validated in that way. Now, why coaching accelerates purposeful well-being? The idea behind coaching is that we each have this core of knowing within us, the answers to what make us successful, how to overcome obstacles, how to increase our well-being throughout our life. But with the rigors of day-to-day living, the chaos that surrounds us, we often have trouble accessing that wisdom. We tend to feel stuck. We forget the meaning in our life, or we could even spiral into negativity. It's very, very easy to do. However, with this coaching relationship, the coaches create this environment of sharing and of objective caring. Okay, it's a partnership. Remember, and for you as coaches, you know this well. We partner with our clients. We do not lead. We do not guide. We walk side by side as the client navigates through life. Together, we create the client's unique recipe for success, leading to sustainable transformation. That's the key, is that we're not just feeling good for during the coaching meeting or feeling good for the next week. It is sustainable. We get our clients to the next level, and they don't go back. Back doesn't have meaning for them anymore. So the clients examine what holds them back. They establish new pathways that serve them better, creating habits that sustain that learning. So coaching is holistic, meaning it covers all areas of life. It starts from where the client is right now and moves them towards where they want to be. So if they're not sure what that looks like, well, coaching also helps them define what that looks like. What is ideal for them in all areas of their life? Of course, all meetings are confidential. The coach's main concern is for the client's well-being, their learning, their success. Please stop us if you have any questions or comments, by the way. Go ahead and enter into the chat.
So here is a quote from Henry David Thoreau. Many men go fishing all of their lives without knowing it's not fish they are after. What do you think that means? You can either unmute or you can tell us verbally, or you can put your comments in the chat box. What do you think it means that many men go fishing all of their lives without knowing it's not the fish they're after?
Maybe gathering together.
Okay, yes, so gathering together. What else might they really be going for if they look a little closer? Someone in the chat box says, I guess they're looking for time off or patience. Okay, yeah.
Hello,
What
good
else?
evening.
Hello.
Hi, good evening.
Hi.
Yeah, can I participate, please?
Yes, you may. Please.
Thank you very much. I think, okay, the purpose is, okay, I'm going for like, to catch a fish. But for example, I will find a whale or like, something bigger than the fish. So my expectation now, it will go like, to the bigger, my aim and expectation will go to the bigger and the best. So why do I limit myself? The sky is not even the limit.
Correct.
So that's it.
I love that. That's great. It's a metaphor for life, right? Maybe they'll catch a whale.
And as you know, we attract
Exactly.
to our lives what we expect.
Exactly.
Someone said in the chat box, relaxing.
Yes.
So I want to ask you, because the principle is underneath everything we do, everything, are these states of being that we're going for, states of well-being. So in the case of the fisherman, a couple of you have shared relaxing, patience, maybe going for a bigger fish, connecting, being with each other. So I want you to think about your own lives and your activities, the things you enjoy doing. And so that's the first step. Think of what it is you enjoy doing. And then I want you to look a little closer and say, what state of being, well-being, does that put me in or bring to me? So I'd love to hear from you. It's like the men fishing. They're not really going for the fish. There's other states of being they're going for. So what is it for you? What's the activity? And what are the states of being that that activity brings? Because when we identify what the states of being are, that can enhance our experience as well as motivate us to do more of that. Okay, so someone in the chat box says, doctor is meditating. Okay, so I'm assuming maybe you're a doctor and it's meditating for you to be a doctor. I think that's how to interpret that. Someone else says, what gets you here won't get you there. Okay, so tell me about your favorite activities, or at least think about those. How does that alter your state of well-being when you're doing those activities? It's doing and being that's happening at the same time. And I would say that being is what we're really going for in the doing. Anyone want to share about that? Okay, someone said, getting my feet soaked in seawater calms me down after exhausted days. Ooh, that sounds lovely. Someone said relaxing. Yes, I love to sing and play the guitar. Now, it's kind of hard for me to play the guitar. I'm not a great player at this point, but I know that when I do that, I feel this deep connection to the music. It just touches me in a way that nothing else does. So that motivates me to go every day and pick up that guitar and sing and play, because I know I'm going to experience that deep connection with the music and that deep connection with myself. Someone else said, spending time with my children makes me feel happy and content. Lovely. In a habit and can't think of breaking it. Okay. Does anyone else, before we move on, want to share an activity that's a favorite of thine? Here comes another one. Playing piano, disengaging myself from noise around and inside. Yes, lovely. Okay.
Painting or doing any kind of artwork.
Yes, you're very creative. And what does that bring to your life, Kathy?
Well, for me, it's fulfilling. Again, it supports my purpose. Creating beautiful, joyful energy. So
wonderful.
I'm totally one with the universe.
Wonderful. So please mute if you have background noise, but if you want to share something, we'd love to hear from you. So we have tuned into an activity that brings you optimal or, states of well-being that you want in your life. And this, getting clear on your life purpose is similar in that it's multiple activities that you do, experiences that you've had that bring these states of being. And so what I'd like to do right now, if you're willing, is just a little visualization. So if you're in a place where you can put both feet on the floor, do some deep breathing in your belly, and really feel yourself connected. Maybe close your eyes if you feel comfortable. You don't have to. Really feel yourself landed in your chair if you're sitting. Feel the contact of your feet on the floor. You might even visualize yourself as a tree that has roots coming out the bottom of your feet and really planting you right here in this moment. The purpose of this is to just really land in our body. We often live up here in our head, so to bring the energy down to our body and ground it on the earth. And I just had this cool thought, the earth under my feet is the same earth under your feet halfway around the world. What a beautiful thing that is. Same planet. So in this moment with yourself grounded, I'd like you to take several deep breaths. And I'd like you to go back and think of a time in your life when you did something that left you truly fulfilled and satisfied. Like it might be a big event. It might be a moment in time. It could be when you were younger, yesterday, but something that was really impacted you. It left you really fulfilled and satisfied. So just feel into that. What does that feel like in your body? Were there any sounds? Were there any smells? What does your inner eye see as we go into your imagination right now and your memory? Really bring that to life. And I want you to first notice how you're feeling now as you recall this experience. How does that make you feel? How does it change your state of being? What well-being qualities come in as you remember this experience in a very sensate and tactile way? This is what living on purpose feels like, because this is a clue as to what's a purposeful experience for you. And as you gather more and more of these experiences in your memory that happened in your life that were important to you, and identify what are the qualities that came out of that, those are all clues to what your purpose is. And by the way, as you're doing this, you're creating new synaptic connections. You're reinforcing that new connection of positive well-being. So I'd like to know if anyone wants to share first, what was the event, the time in your life, and what were the qualities of well-being that came out of that experience? And maybe Kathy, would you like to kick it off by sharing one of yours?
Well, I was just thinking of making jewelry, and that feeling of making it for somebody specific. So there was a feeling of love there and of caring and an anticipation of how much they would like it. a feeling of achievement. Yes, I did exactly what I was meant to do. Time means nothing. There's no time. There's no other thoughts. There's nothing that pulls me away from that, working on that. It's just all my focus is on that very thing that I'm working on. I feel that way when I'm training. Same thing. I'm just completely focused in on what I'm doing. There's nothing else, and the time does not exist.
So what I heard you say is love, caring, achievement, timelessness. All those things are important to you.
Yes.
And on purpose somewhat for you.
Very much.
Yes. Thank you. Someone just said in the chat box, I enjoy morning yoga and the feeling of energy that I get afterwards. Lovely. Anyone else want to share an experience in your life and what well-being qualities that experience brings for you? Someone said, being with friends in a cottage in the woods a few years ago, felt surrounded with love and belonging. Okay, so love and belonging is a clue to what's important to you, what's possibly part of your life purpose. Anyone else? And as Kathy said, when we identify these well-being qualities that are important to us and we start directing our life in that direction, which is on purpose for us, we are creating new synaptic connections. We are filtering out all those things that are not on purpose for us and heading more in a more accelerated way, in a more direct way towards what is on purpose for us. Okay, thank you, Kathy.
Okay, so basically you can choose whether or not you live on purpose. That is totally up to you, and you will know when you have chosen wisely. It feels good when you live on purpose. It doesn't feel so good when you don't. So,
can I just read a couple more things in the chat?
Good.
When helping people, Arish says, when helping people in any way gives me a sense of purpose, and the act of giving keeps me energized.
Wow.
And then another person said, being with my model United Nations delegation in the garden, felt that I was free and refreshed.
There you go. Now those are times, those feelings you have, you were living your purpose at that time. Those are clues that help you articulate your purpose. One of the things we do in Success Unlimited Network, go ahead.
I enjoy reading stories to my kids, someone else added. I just wanted to make sure I read that.
Yes, yes. Same thing. It's that sharing of knowledge, sharing of time with those that you love. Again, we could find many of these, pull them together, and it is a way for you to start working at articulating what your purpose is. So be looking for that. Look for those times in your life where you feel totally fulfilled, like you are doing what God put you here for. So really, and I'm assuming that most of you on this call are coaches or training to be coaches. The world needs you. It is a wonderful profession. The world needs you and your purposeful being. We are responsible for living the life that God intended for us and living it well. We're also responsible for improving the well-being of those around us. Each person we impact in a positive way will positively impact other people in turn. So all of us on this webinar are the genesis of exponential positive change in the world. I mean, think about this for a minute, that we are on the cusp of worldwide well-being, and every one of us has a place in that movement towards worldwide well-being. It is our responsibility to move in that direction and to help others come along with us. So my question to you is, what will you do to make your own purposeful impact on this world?
Whether you're a coach or you're a client who discovers their purpose.
Yes.
Imagine a world living on purpose.
And so what we would like to do for the rest of this time is to simply answer questions that you might have. I will stop sharing so everybody can see a little bit better. But we would like to find out, what questions do you have about coaching, about purpose, about living on purpose?
Someone put in the chat box, I believe that first I need to know and discover myself in order to be a better coach.
Yes. That is one of the things that you find within coach training, is that you will tend to do a lot of self-awareness work, and you will discover who you are as a person, what your purpose is. That will allow you to open up and be a more powerful coach and help your clients really move forward as well. Any other questions?
Or comments? Or experiences you'd like to share? Or anything that came up from this webinar? Any new thoughts, insights?
Actually, I'm curious to know how many people on the line are, can play the last slide?
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious to know how many people on the on this are coaches. I'm going to go ahead and share that last slide. Was this the one that you wanted to see? Or was it the one before that?
Probably the last one with the information. Is that it?
Last information.
Mm.
Yes. And I apologize. I meant to put Success Unlimited Network on each one of the slides, because that is the coaching school that we train in. Each one of us has our own company, but we subscribe to the Success Unlimited Network, the SUN process. We are part of a community, worldwide community, with about 400 people in it. We both train, and we both coach. Any other questions?
Someone says, yay, it was this one. So this is the one the person was looking for. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And really, I would love to know how many people are coaches. Do we have a hands up thing? Any way to tell that? Coach Abdullah, would you be able to have an idea?
Oh, here, I'm a coach in training. Someone said, thank you both. It helped me.
Yeah, they can write in the chat box.
Yeah, so if you write in the chat box, if you're a coach.
And also they can raise their hand.
Ah, good.
Okay, I'm a coach, so we have 3 coaches. Or if you're a client or a future client, that's good too.
A potential client.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I'm a CC coach.
Ah, congratulations. Good.
Someone said future client, so wonderful. I am an assignment away to be a coach. Wonderful.
Congratulations. Good.
Congratulations, yeah. Who else? Let us know who you are. Future to be coach.
Ah, good.
Someone said, thank you.
It is something that we are very passionate about. I feel that there is no coincidence that coaching arose at this time. It started back in the 80s or so. It came from a blend of psychiatry, philosophy, organizational development, human resources, and sports coaching. And it's it evolved from those different disciplines with the idea that most people are not broken. Most people are just muddling along as best we can. And when any given person is given space to be able to work through their thoughts, to work on their own self-awareness, that's when they get to really break through to the next level of being. And so it's just no coincidence that it happened with the way that our world is going, with the technology, the way it's opened it up, and the world has become much smaller. With so many things going on, people need to feel that they have some control of their lives. Coaching helps bring that to them. So for those of you who are becoming coaches or are coaches, please be sure to get that message out, that we are here to support raising the well-being. It's like the rising tide, raising the well-being of the world. It raises all the boats, not just some. The more coaches we have in the world and the more people who are coached, the better off we will be as a race of human beings. So again, find your purpose, discover what that is. If it includes coaching, please become a coach because the world needs you.
Yes, and someone just put in the chat box, what are the qualifications needed to be a coach? And I would say contact Octarium. They will have some qualifications, and the ICF has the ICF, the International Coaching Federation, is the governing body of coaches, and they have certain requirements, and then each training organization has requirements. Is that accurate, Kathy? Would you say that? Yeah.
Yep. So usually people are drawn to coaching when they have a deep need to help others. If you're the kind of person that even strangers will tell their life story to, more than likely you are that kind of person that loves to hear stories, or that is open and has that sense, you emit a sense that I'm here to help people. Generally, those are the kind of people who are drawn to coaching. And it takes a while to become a coach. All of those of you who are already coaches or who are almost coaches or starting, it takes a while to learn to be a coach, because it's a different way of thinking. It's a different way of interacting with people, a different way of listening. And you have to retune your ears, create new neural pathways to enable you to listen in that way and to ask questions to create that atmosphere, that connection with the client of true caring, so that you can increase trust, you could increase presence, and you give them the environment to be able to work through their selves and their learnings, their lessons, their life lessons.
Someone in the chat box says, what if the client likes to take consulting rather than coaching session?
Okay, so part of what you need to do as a coach, this is one of the competencies under establishing agreement, is that you make it very clear before you even start coaching them that we are here to partner with you in your learning about yourself. We do not give advice. We are not consultants. This is not what we do. And they'll always forget that. And there will be times when they say, I just want you to tell me what to do. Just please tell me what to do. So there are several things you can do there. One, you can say, how can I possibly know what you can do? I'm not you. It might work for me, but it may not work for you. Okay? Another thing you can do is invite them to brainstorm on ideas. What are some things you can do? Let's throw out 10 ideas that could handle what you're going through. And if they can't think of any ideas, then you come out with something very outrageous. You can fly a kite to the moon. Well, no, of course we can't do that, but that opens them up to the possibilities, okay? So that's another thing. If you are an internal coach, I don't know if anybody here is an internal coach where part of their HR responsibilities is coaching. Sometimes you have it's part of your job description that you must be a mentor, or you must tell people how to fill out the forms or do whatever they need to. If you must do that as part of your coaching, then you want to be very clear and say, I'm taking off my coach's cap, I'm putting on my HR cap. These are the forms you need to fill out. Or this is the person you need to go talk to. And then you can put your coach's hat back on and say, what will you do with that? Diane.
There's a couple more questions in the chat box. One says, is the purpose the same as the mission of someone, or is it different?
In my opinion, the purpose and the mission are the same. My mission, it's the journey you're taking. It is not the end. It's not the end piece. The end piece that you're working towards is a vision. Okay? My journey that I'm taking on this world, in this world, the path I take is my purpose, is my mission in life. This is very similar to corporations. And this is why if you are doing team coaching, you want the team to come up with a team purpose that is articulated by the members of the team rather than by their manager. Okay? Because it becomes more meaningful and helps them to become more motivated when it is their purpose, not one that was given to them.
Thank you. And then someone else wrote, in your opinion, what is the best way to improve employee performance by changing?
Well, that's a very, very big topic. Change is can be very difficult. And part of the reason is because people at the highest level who are mandating the changes, it takes them a while to get to the decision, okay? By the time they've made the decision to make the change, they are used to it. They've done all the work that's needed to buy into this change. When they then tell the company, okay, we're changing, we're going to do this now. Everybody has to do this now. They don't give the employees the same time they had to be able to get used to the idea of change. They have to understand the process that the human brain goes through to deal with change. So again, if you have a big change coming, I would suggest to bring in coaches to help coach the employees through that change, to bring them on board. When you force change on people who do not want, some people are very resistant to change. And so when you force change on them, they are going to dig in their feet and do everything possible to not comply with that change. I hope I answered the question.
That was a good answer. Anyone else?
We have a quiet group.
Yes. Comments, questions. How does all this land on you? Does it make sense? Does it, is it clear? What would you say about that? Did it feel like, oh, I don't know about this? Someone said, thank you for sharing your time, very clear and to the point. Okay, thank you. We have a few more minutes, so if anyone would like to question, comment.
Now you can ask us anything about coaching. We've been coaching for a while, so we'd be glad to try to answer anything you ask.
Someone said how to get in touch. The information is on the slide if you want to get in touch with either of us or Success Unlimited Network. Someone said, how can I improve my skills as a coach?
Oh, best way to do that is to continue to learn. Go to your ICF chapter meetings. Sign up for classes at least once a year. If you have completed your training, still continue learning. The lovely thing about coaching is that we are so new that we are evolving at a very fast rate. So every year there is something new to learn and something amazing that will help you continue to become the coach that your clients need you to be. So keep learning. Another thing that you may want to do is after each coaching meeting, rate yourself on how you coached. Go for each competency. Make a little list of the competencies and say, how did I do in each one of these? And that will help you continually improve how you do.
Yes, a good evaluation tool is did well, do better. What did I do well? What would I like to do better next time? What I like about that evaluation tool is it's gentle, because sometimes when we're new coaches or new at anything, we can be kind of hard on ourselves. So by saying, what did I do well here? And what would I like to do better? Arish asks, do you suggest to revisit your purpose? And then she says, does your purpose change over time?
Okay. My belief, this is my belief, this is Son's belief too, is that your purpose does not change. God put you here on this earth for a particular reason, and that reason stays the same throughout your entire lifetime. So it does not change. Now, your understanding of the purpose, you may be able to refine that over time. So you may start with, I think this is what my purpose is, and then every experience you have, you can go back and check it against that purpose. Okay, so I got really upset with this. How does that connect with my purpose? Or I was so happy when this happened. How does that connect with my purpose? In doing that, you can refine your understanding of it, make it more clear in your head, which helps you, of course, as you move forward. And what was the first question, Arish?
It was similar. Do you suggest to revisit your purpose? Does your purpose change over time?
Yes.
So now we have, someone just said, what books do you recommend to start reading about coaching? This I have right here is the book of the founder of Success Unlimited Network. It's called Coaching with Spirit, Allowing Success to Emerge. I love the title. We're not forcing success. We're not making it happen. We're allowing it to emerge. And someone else said, how can I find articles about coaching? So Kathy, are there any other books you recommend about coaching or articles?
There are many, many good coaching books out there. There's actually one on how coaching started if you're interested in that, but it's this thick and it costs like $80. So you have to be a real diehard coach to get that one. Body conscious coaching, if you're interested in being able to help the client become very aware of what's going on in their body and listen to the somatics. Body conscious coaching is a good one. There are so many, and all I can say is Google, go out and look. Go to ICF website. If you become a member of ICF, they have a monthly magazine, e-mag, called Coaching World. Also, what is the other coaching magazine?
What is it?
Coaching. I'm trying to get the name of this. I think it's just called Coaching.
Yeah.
There's another really good magazine.
Someone just asked the author, it's Terry. She spells her name in this way, and it's Belf, B-E-L-F. There's another question. If the coaching sessions with certain clients are about to finish, but we're still working on the plan, what should I do to make sure the client progress will continue?
Okay. So the whole idea behind coaching is to get them sustainable results. So as you are coaching with them, then you have to keep that in mind, that there will be an end. So you want to give them habits, help them create these habits as you are coaching them. Your very last meeting with them, you want to partner with them. You don't tell them how to do this. You ask them, how will you make this sustainable? What will you continue to do so you can continue to grow past our coaching program? Does that answer that? Okay.
Okay. If you excuse me to interrupt, I put Octarium contact number if anyone if anyone want to have a coaching training or coaching sessions, he can contact Octarium.
Good.
Is there any last words you want to share with us, Kathy and Diana?
Well, thank you again. We so appreciate you and your being. We really love the Octarium. The fact that you are bringing people together in this coaching world is fabulous. And we want to thank you very much for that.
Yes, it's been a pleasure meeting you all and hearing from you all and connecting with you all. It's just, isn't technology wonderful?
Yeah,
So,
indeed.
thank you. Thank you for the invitation. It's been our
Thank you
pleasure.
very much.
Okay, everyone. We appreciate and very thank you to, we give our thanks to Diana and Kathy for this wonderful lecture and to give us some of their time to speak to us and to give us what they want to tell us, and hope that we reach what we need in this lecture. For Octarium, it's not the last webinar with those two wonderful speakers. Hopefully we will continue give webinars inshallah in the future. I hope you have a good evening and a good weekend, and thank you all and have a good night.